stock of the day is Star Entertainment. And Star Entertainment updates on the New South Wales casino duty rates. And basically they have reached an in-principle agreement with the New South Wales Treasurer to amend the state's casino duty rates in an attempt to revamp its Sydney business. The company's CEO and MD, Robbie Cook, called it a step in the right direction. The projected additional duty payable for this financial year is estimated at around $10 million. So Gaurav, we're talking off camera, this is one that you own. I mean, this is obviously a positive, but there's got to be a lot more positives just looking at that share price.
I might need a couch to lie on if we're going to talk about this stock, because this has caused us so much heartache and pain. I don't own the stock personally, but we own it in 2 of our funds, and it's been a decent position size for us. So it's really hurt over the last 12 months or so. I think we've got this completely wrong. Utterly underestimated the regulatory problems, and I think this is very common in value investors as well. But when you find yourself in a contrarian position, it's really tempting to take it. I think sometimes we enjoy the pain and the punishment of being a contrarian, and that can overwhelm your rationality. I think that was the case here. But that aside, this is, I think, a clear indication that the market has priced in so much bad news. And it looks as though the penalties won't be as harsh as was originally priced. This is clearly a terrible business, really. And I worry about future earnings because the competitor now has opened up and is doing reasonably well. But the reason we bought the stock in the first place, I think, still kind of remains. They've got a $2 billion casino in Queensland, which hasn't really shown where I can earn yet, but I think it should be able to earn sort of $200 million a year plus. You've got a legacy casino here with plenty of valuable property. And I think the property is a really important part of the investment case here. So I still think we're still holding the stock, even though we're sitting on big losses. And I think that's the right decision at this point. I've been burnt so badly on it, I find it hard to jump in and buy it.
Right.
But it may be the right call now. Robbie Cook, the new CEO, you needed a cleaner of the board, you need new management. You've got that. He's a really good manager with a fantastic track record. And I'm pleased he's there. And as long as he's there, I still think there is a chance of a turnaround. So I'm going to go hold with this one. For more iron stomach individuals, you might be able to take a nibble on this as well, but geez, that is a very brave call, and so far courage has not paid.
Yeah, indeed. So Adam, I mean, clearly getting the whales in, getting the big Chinese, I mean, it's all proved to be, this is not Macau. No. We're not talking about Macau in Sydney.
And
so
who would have known a casino launders money? I mean, who would have known?
Who would have thunk it?
Who would have thought it? I tell you.
Is there enough of a market here to support 2 operators? Can Star start to get the runs on the board?
So to your original point, that they're not allowed to bring those big whales in anymore. They can't go out and do the junkets and get them on the planes, give them free accommodation, give them free betting chips, and then spend $1 million. Like, it's just impossible for them to do that now. Crown is very, very good, but they've been sold as well. So now you got a lot of international money flowing into that flagship side of the casino. I think Star Group overall is still going to struggle, one with revenue, but also then with funding. We did see the other day that Soul Patts is looking to do a line of credit or debt to them. I find that a little bit hard because they're over a 5% weighting as well. So they own the stock and they're going to provide, I don't know if there's a conflict there, but anyway.
They've done that with that little copper business as well.
That's right.
They're taking a huge, I think 11% interest or something they're charging.
So it's interesting that Soul Patts can't really find much more value in the market. So they're looking for debt or to be able to ratchet up
they've
returns.
got a pretty chunky dividend they've got to keep on,
but
supporting,
hopefully
basically.
not paying out. So like it's interesting that Soul Patts is potentially going to be one of the white knights that are going to come in there. But obviously at these levels, Star is going to have to take a horrible deal because they know that they need the money. So it's going to be, it's going to be a pretty tough one. For me, it's a sell. I don't think you need to be there. If you haven't, probably if you haven't sold it now, it was 90 cents today, $1.15. it's been pretty tough. So yeah, I just don't. There's too many other headwinds that will continue with this one for me. You could use your money better elsewhere. I mean, gambling is a tough game, but you know, the Lottery Corp TLC is probably not a bad one. You know, there's some other places or bright spots in that space. I mean, if you wanted to go to PointsBet, they're all on their knees. BET, you know, all of them. But one day, all those small caps are going to start to run. So. But for me, Star Group is not one of those ones. I think the property portfolio, absolutely. I think that's right. But yeah, that's the only bright spot with there. So it'd be a sell from me.
Okay, fair enough.
Just on point, I'm going to stick my hand up and say that I bought some PointsBet
really
recently, and I think that's an interesting.
I bought some BET the other day.
Oh wow! Okay, we've got to chat about this.
Yeah.
Okay. One day. After the show.
Yeah.
And if we have a time at the end, we will come back to that.
All right,
but I better keep moving us ahead.